Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Model again, and welcome to my first video about math classes. Today, we're going to review a lesson that you worked already on the platform, and the idea to have this video for you, available for you, is to have a little more information about everything that you already solve at home by yourself, and with just the help of some videos. So then, based on that, I need you please to look on the lesson 16.7 on page 440. That's fractions, decimals, and percents. The idea to review this lesson is that I know that so far in the fourth partial, this is the lesson that has a little more information to go through. So that's why I decided to give it to you today again. Please do not forget about writing the date in your notebook as always. Okay, the idea with this lesson is that you recognize or you get to know the relationship that a percentage, a fraction, and a decimal have. As you can see here in this example, and you can read it in your book, we're talking about the 80% of asparagus that are produced in the United States. So then the exercise asks us about changing that percentage into a fraction and then into a decimal, or in different ways. The idea is, how can you tell that this number is equal to this number and then equal to this number? Well, here is the explanation. First, let's try to change the percentage into a fraction. Okay, first of all, a percentage is always numbered out of 100. So then if we're talking about 80%, we're saying that this number, 80, is based on 100. So 80% equals to 80 parts of 100. I repeat, percentage always refers to 100. So then here we have a fraction already. Basically the work is done. But the thing is that, as you see, this fraction is not, it doesn't look equal to this fraction, but this is a very simple thing. You only need to look for the number that divides this the most. In this case, we know that if we lower or we simplify the fraction, in this case by 20, $80 by 20 will give us 4, and 100 divided by 20 will give us 5. So we know that now these two fractions are equivalent, and this is what we have as a result. So 80% we know is 80 parts of 100, and then 80 hundredths must be simplified to get to the final answer, 4/5. You know how to find this number. This number is with the greatest common factor, right? Okay, now how can we work now from 80% to 0.8? Well, that's a very simple thing. You only need to do the division of 80, and as I said, percent is always out of 100. So then that will be 80 divided by 100. As you know, 80 is too small for 100. So you obviously need to add a 0 and a decimal point. Now, this gives you the opportunity to add a 0 here so you can continue dividing. Now tell me what number times 100 give you 8 hundredths? Obviously 8. Alright. Obviously 8. Now then 8 times 100 equals to 8 hundredths. And then you only do the subtraction. Now here we have the result. 80% equals to 0.8. So this is the relationship between fractions, decimals, and percentage. The three types of numbers in three different languages are related, and we can compare them like this. Now, the point of this type of exercises is that you may have any of them, and you can change them in different order. For example, if we have 0.75, if I ask you please write the fraction and then write the percentage. So how can I change this into a percent or into a fraction? Simple. If we write it into a percent, into a fraction, first you need to remember that this number is always the denominator. And always one as denominator with many decimals it has. In this case, 1, 2 decimals, so it will be 2 zeros. And here now you have obviously the percentage. 75 out of 100, it's equal to 75%. Right? And the fraction is now a very simple thing because you only need to lower or simplify the fraction. In this case, because both of them end with 5 and 0, the two numbers are divisible by 5. You do the division by 5, and what do you have? 75 divided by 5. Okay? 1 and 5. There you go. So 75 divided by 5 is 15. And 100 divided by 5 gives us obviously 20. Now this is not the simplest form, right? Because we still have another 5 and another 0. So we can simplify it again by 0. If you do the division again, 15 divided by 5 is obviously in this case 3. And 20 divided by 5 is 4. So then 0.75 equals to 3/4. So now you have the three different ways in which you can write the number. The decimal, the percentage, or the fraction. Now the three of them are related because the three of them represent the same quantity. Now, based on this, I need you please to work on this homework. Page 442, exercises 11, 22, and 27. Make sure about writing the instruction. Each exercise has a different instruction because it is written in 3 different ways. Please do your best, and I hope this video helps you a lot.